Hey everyone, it's Craig with One Man's Cancer Journey. This week, we're going to give you an update, and it's a bit of a mixed bag review. On Thursday, we went to have a paracentesis where they drained the fluid out of my abdomen, and what we learned was I didn't have enough fluid in my abdomen to drain it. So there was not enough there to drain, which is good news, meaning that I'm not getting the buildup that I was before. So it's been almost 2 weeks. And we don't see the buildup that we're having. So the new medication and trying to stay hydrated through orally versus IV hydration seems to be helping us move in the right direction. Today, it's Friday, was a day to go in and have my chemo, the adjusted chemotherapy where we removed the Cyramza and just did the Paxil. Unfortunately, when we did our blood work, if you remember, we always do blood work before we start any chemo, we learned that my platelet count was down to 47,000. And 2 weeks ago, it was up at 71,000, which was a good number because I need a minimum of 50,000 to be able to proceed forward with the chemotherapy. And so this week, because I was below 50,000, we were not able to proceed with chemotherapy treatment. And so now it's been a month since I've had my last chemo treatment, and we're going to have to wait another week. So next week, we're scheduled on Thursday. We'll go back in and draw blood and see what my platelets look like. We've gone ahead and added in a multivitamin and B12 to help us ensure that I'm getting all the nutrients that I should, since I'm probably not getting them through my diet. We want to make sure we're adding supplements there to help us. But of course, I checked with Dr. Tajani first, because even with over-the-counter medicine, you want to make sure that anything that you add into your body while you're fighting cancer, you want to make sure that your doctor understands that you're doing that, so that if we see any kind of different side effects, they know that what we've introduced and what could potentially be causing it, or looking for things that you wouldn't want to do this or add this particular over-the-counter drug given where we are in our treatment plan. So a little disappointed this week and in not being able to move forward with chemo treatment, since we know the chemo is working, but understand that there are certain parameters that we need to meet to be able to move forward safely with our chemotherapy. And so we continue to follow the advice of our doctor and our care team, and we do what we can to prepare for next week and pray that the platelet counts come up to above 50,000. They don't have a lot of room to have to move to be able to move forward with chemotherapy. We certainly would love for them to be up closer to 100,000 or more, but at least getting us above 50,000 so that we can move forward with chemotherapy is really our target for this week. And so we pray that through diet and supplements and rest and recovery of the body, that we will get to the level we need to be able to proceed with chemotherapy next Thursday. For my gratitude moment this week, I'm grateful that we continue to be adaptive with our care. So even when we get mixed results like we got this week, we work together as a team and we figure out what the next steps are and we move towards that. What they say, the easiest way to get to your destination is put one foot in front of the other, and that's really what we're trying to do. Sometimes we swerve left, sometimes we have to swerve right, but we want to keep moving forward, and even if it's a small step, we want to keep moving forward. And so I'm grateful that we are surrounded by a care team that helps us to work collectively to determine kind of where we are, and when we get surprises or things that are unexpected, what do we do for next steps, and how do we take immediate action to begin to move towards that next step, even if it requires us to adjust. And so I'm grateful again for the care team that we have, for the thoughtfulness in the plan that we put together and that we execute against, and for the adaptiveness that we have in adjusting the plan as needed. And sometimes that's on a weekly basis. But I'm grateful for all of that and for continuing to be able to live life. I'm Craig with One Man's Cancer Journey, and I wish for you a blessed week.